Welcome in, everybody, to the CCHL Game of the Week on the CCHL Network Playoff Edition. We've got the semifinal Game 2 between the Carmel Catholic Corsairs and the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. St. Ignatius just needs one win to move on to the finals. Carmel needs to tie the series. My name's Dylan Ward. I'm alongside Wes Anderson and Max Anderson. And these teams have met 4 times in the regular season. Ignatius has won all 4. For more on how Carmel coach will approach this matchup, down to Max Anderson we go.
Thank you, Dylan. PJ, we were just talking about on the broadcast, you guys played this guys 4 times leading into tonight. St. Ignatius has won all 4. How do you find your first win against these guys on the season, extend the series?
We got to beat the goalie. He's outstanding. We have to get to the front of the net, and we got to find a way to beat him, period. You've
got backup goaltender David Hernandez in, Dylan Lloyd out. What's the key in front of your backup netminder tonight?
We have tons of confidence in David. David's won some huge games for us this year. He beat St. Viator. He beat other teams. He's outstanding goalie, and we have a ton of confidence in him. We just play our game.
Thank you, Coach. Dylan, back up to you. Good luck.
Thanks, Max. As I was saying, my name is Dylan Ward. Max Anderson is the guy you just heard down there at the sideline. Wes Anderson to my right providing some color commentary. So, Wes, so great to finally be back in the booth doing a game with you. I feel like it's been a while.
Dylan, yeah, it's been a little bit, a month or two since I've seen you, but glad to see you. Glad to be back in a packed atmosphere. I love a little playoff hockey, and excited to get this one going here shortly.
Well, Carmel in their alternate, or, you know, it was originally their alternate, but it seems like every time I've seen them here in Vernon Hills, they've been wearing these beautiful gold jerseys with the brown accents, including on the names and numbers. St. Ignatius in their visiting whites with the red accents. St. Ignatius was the 1 seed heading in to the CCHL playoffs, better known as the Kennedy Cup playoffs, and they've been 3-0 so far. So they beat Brother Rice in a sweep, 2-0, and then they won Game 1 just last Thursday, 2 days ago, against these very same Carmel Corsairs. So they're looking to keep that streak hot and go to the Kennedy Cup for the 2nd year in a row and play Bennett. And if St. Ignatius is successful in doing that, it'll be the 2nd year in a row that we've had that matchup in the finals.
Dylan, a big part of their success lately is, as Coach PJ from Carmel's side mentioned, is Sebastian Wigfield's been unbelievable. Last game, 2nd period, had a little bit of a struggle, as would expect a goalie who's all-state number 35 in white to have a big game again today.
Sebastian Wigfield is starting for St. Ignatius, as you pointed out. 16-2-0 in CCHL play and a 157 goals against average with a .918 save percentage. On the other side, it's going to be, as PJ Eberhardt alluded at, David Hernandez, 8-4-0 this regular season and playoffs combined in the CCHL. 232 goals against and an 88.9 save percentage. Out of the lineup tonight for the Corsairs is Dylan Lloyd in net. He suffered an injury in Game 1, so it's going to be the JV call-up Gavin Stanley backing him up on the bench. Other than that, everyone else is in the lineup, including Charlie Lenahan after he served his suspension in Game 1. On the St. Ignatius side, Victor Ventura is a healthy scratch. Luke Vega is out with an injury, so is Patty McDonough, and we just said Sebastian Wigfield will be starting in net. This is going to be a great game. St. Ignatius leads the series 1-0 in a best 2-out-of-3 format, and Carmel is looking to force a Game 3. It doesn't get any better than this once we reach February in the high school hockey season.
Dylan, that was a mouthful, and I'll give you a couple stick taps here on the table right in front of us of getting that out, making sure everybody knows who's in and out, who's going to be going tonight for each team. And like you said, once it becomes February and then that March area in the season, that's when playoffs are. That's when the intensity starts to rev up, a little bit more playoff anxiety, maybe a little bit tighter on the sticks, a little bit more angst on the bench, and we're in for a great game.
This is going to be absolutely spectacular from Vernon Hills. The semifinal, St. Ignatius looking to punch a ticket. The opening face-off is going to be taken by Bryce Stenstrud and Raymond Owens at center ice. There's the drop of the puck, and eventually it is won by the Wolfpack, and we're underway. 17 minutes on the clock here in Game 2. There's Charlie Lenahan in his own zone with the puck. He'll try and get that one out, but it's kept in. Then the dump in is grabbed by the Corsairs again. It's taken away by Owens. He tried to drop it off, Didn't do it cleanly, but eventually did get it to Corbin Klein, but that shot high and out of play, and we get a whistle just 22 seconds into the contest.
Dylan, me, you, and Max, we talked to both coaches, and the one thing they reiterated was how important a good start is. We see already about 20 seconds into this first period, the Wolfpack are already on the attack, already generating some good offense, a good chance in the offensive zone, shot down by a great stick in front.
Wes, you talk about some keys when you have a backup netminder in net. David Hernandez was really more of a 1B, but blocking shots early, saw the very first shot on goal deflected up into the netting by the Carmel defense.
Max, that's a great point. Got to help your goaltender out whenever you can.
Owens again, and that stop by Hernandez, his first save of the night. First save by either goaltender, and another stoppage in play with 16:26 left in the first.
Max, you make a great point. Hernandez as a 1B. We see already how confident he is snagging that puck, making right on top of his crease, making sure everybody knows he's locked in for tonight.
See his numbers right there on your screen. In net for Carmel. Gets the opportunity in a big Kennedy Cup playoff game after their usual starter Lloyd suffered the injury. But here come the Corsairs the other way. Dankelson lost the puck. Grabbing it for the Wolfpack was Perot. Got it out to the far side, Charlie Reef. Goes out to neutral ice. Here's Dankelson dumping it in left side. There to grab it on the near side is Perot again. Eventually got it out to center ice, and Wren touched it while the puck was an inch over the blue line, so that's called off sides, and a neutral zone faceoff coming up with 16 left.
Guys, going back to game one, we talked to the coaching staff from Carmel side. They said it was about a 2-hour drive to get all the way down to the West Loop there in Chicago. Really takes a lot out of you, especially sitting in that car. Your legs get a little bit heavy. We see already the Corsairs coming out strong already on the attack here in the first period.
We've been playing in the Ignatius zone for quite a while, but Mubarak grabbed the puck and they backhanded out to neutral ice. It gets dumped back in by the Corsairs, but the Wolfpack are going to be the team that control the puck here and try and enter the zone. It's backhanded down by Joey Velarde, but there to grab it was Kyler Gornick. Deacon Rose, the freshman, got it out to center ice. Passed it to the near side, looking for Everhart. It went over his stick, so J.P. Kale will dump it in right side.
Kale with a little bit of a knuckle puck. Hernandez saw it at the last minute, almost dipped on him. Might have to use his head to make that save.
That puck into the Ignatius bench, and another whistle with 15:05 in the first.
Max, I see you nestled down there right next to Coach PJ Eberhardt. How's the attitude on the Carmel bench right now?
A little bit of frustration on that first offsides. PJ just reminding his team, calm down, long game, stay focused. No need to get too emotional early. You saw the Brent whip the puck off the board, so clearly amped up is his Carmel side.
Max, that's a great point. A little amped up. You got the back against the wall, do or die situation. You get a little bit antsy when you're put in that situation. So yeah, I already seen couple miscues from Carmel here early.
There's a Wigfield save on a Graf shot. Now each goaltender with one stop in the books. Behind the net now, Bobby Eber plays it to the far side, getting it out to Jimmy Gracie. Gracie through neutral ice. Far side will dump it down on the left wing. It goes off the end boards and is grabbed by Harrop. Trying to get it out, but it's kept in at the point. And a shot comes in. No luck there for the Wolfpack. And Carmel will backhand that one out of the zone, but may have touched part of the ceiling or maybe some of the signage on the far side, which draws a whistle with 14:28.
On that last play, Aiden Dooley gets a stick on that, forcing Hernandez to make a great right pad save. But again, both goalies looking confident. Hernandez on top of his crease, very confident in steering that puck to the side of the corner.
Owens and Stenstrud, same face-off matchup as the opening draw in the game. This time it's won by the Corsairs. This is Carmel's top line, highlighted by, as Andrew Rubin put it in the broadcast of Game 3 between Carmel and St. Rita, 8-61. It's plainly put. Those two guys are unbelievable. Harubin with 31 points on the regular season, plus the playoff games in CCHL play, and Stenstrud with 27. No one else on the lineup has more than 20 goals, or 20 points, I should say.
Dylan, you highlight those two. Both have 10 points in the last 10 games for the Carmel Corsairs. So two guys who they really look to provide offense and lead this team to victories.
There is 61, Stenstrud, down in the right wing corner. trying to get around a couple of Wolfpack defenders. All he could do was give the puck up, and it's arced out to center ice by Paul O'Grady. And dumped back in by Gornick.
Dylan, you mentioned Paul O'Grady. His mom's sitting right next to us. We talked about how we might highlight her son as he's been having a great postseason so far. And the one thing she says to us is he listens to his hockey mom. So I thought that was a very cheeky thing that she said. And she's going to expect him to provide more offense here tonight.
That is some sage wisdom. The hockey mom is never wrong. That's well done, O'Grady.
Got himself a goal in the playoffs so far. 2 goals all season long against the Corsairs. Now here's Kale getting it out to neutral ice. Chasing after it was Jack Reiner, but he's got Andrew Monroe to beat. The puck eventually does find the Wolfpack, and a centering pass found no one, so here comes Carmel. Pass to the near side, and offsides were the Corsairs as Dankelson touched the puck, and we get a whistle with 12:44 in the first. Shots on goal favor the Wolfpack 2-1.
Guys, you saw the offsides there, and really for Carmel, they had a chance 3-on-2, but one bad pass in the breakout screws up the timing, one forward in ahead of the other, and you get the offsides. That's kind of an early game jitter moment. You got to be tape to tape on that 3-on-2.
Max, that's a great point. You saw Carmel Corsairs forward on our end jump just a little too early, trying to do anything he can to really jump into that play and trying to get more shots on Wakefield to our left.
Now out to neutral ice, chasing after it, Tyler Pan. Nico Kempa got to the puck first. A stellar defenseman for the Corsairs in number 14, Gold. Now Kerry Eberhardt might have a partial break. He was not able to get ahead of the puck as 2 defenders are coming by. Then Rose took a shot and it missed the net. Great chance, couple of them for the Corsairs, but here come the Wolfpack the other way. Connor Kennedy takes a shot, stop, rebound, a backhander, and getting a piece of it was Hernandez. Joey Velarde couldn't get it by. The Wolfpack will keep the pressure on. Shot comes in from the right point. That was tipped, but no luck. He gets it back and takes a shot. May have gotten a piece of the post. Eber cannot get that one by Hernandez. What action here in the first period early. Now at the left point. Shot comes in. That was taken by Junta. It got tipped and went high. Rebound goes to the far side corner. Deacon Rose finally will get that one out. But it'll be an icing, and we'll have another face-off in the Carmel end with 11:36 to go in the first.
Guys, the back check there by Deacon Rose on the 2-on-1 is the reason this game's still 0-0. From the center line in, he had his entire bench screaming, "Rose, skate, skate, you got to catch him." And he caught him and disrupted that timing just enough.
Yeah, I'll let you guys catch your breath there, Dylan, especially. We see David Hernandez make 2 or 3 great saves to keep this game still 0-0 here with 11 minutes left in the first.
There was another one from the Malahi shot. Now there's Raymond Owens turning around and firing. That one never got its way towards the net, so it'll rebound out to neutral ice. 11:17 to go in the first period. Shots on goal after that crazy sequence is now St. Ignatius 6 and the Corsairs 1. Behind the net, the Wolfpack work with it, but it gets taken away by Carmel. They'll get it out to neutral ice. Evan Jensen chasing after it. Getting there first was Perot in the near side corner. Back out to neutral. Goes back into the Corsairs end. Stensrud to Monroe. And that gets tipped out of play and into the bench for a stoppage with 10:42 in the first. Still 0-0 here in Vernon Hills.
We've seen a few times so far here in 10 minutes left in the first that the Wolfpack are really trying to stretch the neutral zone, trying to get the defense of the Corsairs to back up a little bit, maybe try and create some transition offense going through the neutral zone here in the offensive zone.
That gets dumped down by Jimmy Gracie. Andrew Monroe to the near side. Stensrud tried to get it out. Eventually he does, and he leads the rush. He's got Harubin on the left wing. Stensrud takes a shot that's blocked way in close by Mubarak. Bryce Stensrud with a couple of games in a row with 3 points. Both of them were 2 goals and 1 assist, so he's got 4 tallies in the last 2 games. In CCHL play anyway. Carmel Catholic Corsairs, the only team to play in not just the CCHL but also the SHL. Just yesterday, on Wednesday, they were defeated by New Trier Green, a powerhouse high school hockey team in Illinois. Got drawn to play them in the first round of SHL playoffs and were swept. Both results were 4-1 in favor of the Trev, so they moved on to the semifinal, and now Carmel has got one less thing to worry about, just now the CCHL playoffs plus state.
Dylan, that's a great point that you make. How condensed these both state playoffs and league playoffs are in the CCHL and the SHL. And when you throw in the fact that the Corsairs are in both, that really gets the schedule muddled up. We talked to Coach PJ Rubin, and he said that they've only had one practice. I think he said January 15th. They've had one practice since then. So really hard to regroup, catch your legs when you've got 2 leagues to play in and state on top of that.
Carmel Catholic will play their first state playoff game here on home ice on Tuesday night against New Trier Blue, number 34 seed in the A-High State playoffs. Carmel being the number 10 seed. Winner of that game goes to the Sweet 16 down in Bensonville and will play the number 7 spot, Glenbrook South. Now a shot from the high slot is blocked in front. Then another chance goes wide after it got tipped. Dankelson to the far side for Wren. Wren out to neutral ice. Just barely kept in by the Wolfpack. A centering feed to the slot. Gets deflected out of there, and Carmel's going to send that one out to the center ice faceoff circle where the Wolfpack will dump it back in. Pretty nice crowd on hand here on a Saturday afternoon playoff game. A 1:30 puck drop here in Vernon Hills if you happen to be not in the Chicago area watching this game. Swiatkowski over the blue line. The defenseman takes a shot, was going wide of the net, but getting a pad on it anyway was Wigfield. Then another shot comes in, it got tipped, but never made its way to the net, and no save necessary for Sebastian. Now here comes Velarde in on net. He tried to pull it to his forehand and couldn't get a shot off. Net comes off its post. Referee decides to fix it instead of blow the whistle. I like that play personally. Tyler Pan to Velarde, and what a save by Hernandez, getting the left pad across. St. Ignatius isn't done yet, but that puck comes off the stick and will go out to neutral ice. David Hernandez been sharp in net so far, 7 out of 7.
Put a few on the highlight tape. That's a great left pad save to keep this game tied.
Now here's Owens, and a save by Hernandez on the rebound. It was thrown towards the net. He covered that one up too, make it 9 stops for the backup netminder, and we stay at 0-0 with 7:40 to go.
He gets some love taps from his team, but we see there, great push on a stop from Velarde, and then right back again on a breakaway. Not one, but 2 saves. Gets the first one with the glove, then lays down and is able to get the second one with his body. Max, down to you.
Yeah, guys, I think it was Kyler Gornick who rightfully came over to support the puck in a very rare move there, but he's got to do it with a little bit more intensity. You saw the puck skip over his stick, excuse me, and the point-blank chance nearly leading to the first goal. He's got to be stronger as he comes over and support.
Max, we'll get skip on a T-shirt for you.
There was a rocket by Joey Junta. That goes wide of the net, missed by about 5 feet. St. Ignatius still pressures in the attacking zone. O'Grady now back to the right point, and a shot by Eber goes way high. Rebound is kept by Ignatius initially, but now it looks like Carmel got it back. But St. Ignatius stole it away from them, and a Klein shot is stopped by Hernandez. I want to talk for a second about Corbin Klein, number 27 in white tonight. Has played 17 games this season. Game 1 of this series against the Corsairs was the first time in 15 games he was held without a point in CCHL play. That dates all the way back to October 24th. 14 goals, 14 assists for 28 in that stretch.
Dylan, I know we don't have next-gen stats, but that's great research on your part, and something that you'd expect from number 29 in white. He's tied for first on the team in points with 29 overall, so expect him to be on the stat sheet every single night.
Now here come the Wolfpack. It's Perot entering the zone. He's got Kempa to beat. Kempa lays down and puts a nice stick on that puck to get it away from harm's reach. And another shot comes in from the left point, that time taken by Mubarak, but it gets blocked. Carmel will dump it down and make a change. 6:20 left in the first period. Shots 9-1 in favor of the visiting Wolfpack, and that'll be an icing against the very same Wolfpack I was just alluding to. So it'll be a face-off in their own end at the circle to Wakefield's right.
Dylan, you mentioned the shots, 9-1 here with 6 minutes left, and you'd expected the Corsairs up against it, in a must-win situation that they'd be a little bit more edgy on offense, only mustering up one shot so far. I think Coach PJ behind the bench for the Corsairs is going to try and get his team more activated in the offensive zone.
That shot deflected high. Let's do it again.
When, Wes, to your point about the lack of offensive opportunities thus far for Carmel, one of the messages on the bench, especially as they break the zone, is be a little bit more patient. We saw that on the breakout before this last one, a little bit more patience, not just firing the puck up ice, having to establish a little bit more offensively and letting the game settle down, settle into their offense. We're seeing it here over the last minute.
Max, something that you mentioned too, the nerves. I always take into account of that. It's you're gripping that stick just a little bit tighter. Those passes aren't as crisp, especially when you get a little performance anxiety in a playoff game like this.
Deacon Rose, far side, half boards, back to the right point. Leon Swiatkowski took a shot. That got blocked by Owens, and now the whistle sounds. Well, what have we here, Wes? Or Max?
A little chippiness between Swiatkowski and Owens down there. Something you'd expect in a playoff game. You know, being a little bit more physical from both ends. Let's get a good "Let's go Wolfpack" chant to our left, but expect it to be pretty chippy. You know, it's a playoff game. Both teams are really out here grinding it out.
Mark Mosley not able to win that face-off, but Gornick settled it down and sent that one in on net, forcing Wakefield to make a relatively easy stop from the neutral zone. So now here comes St. Ignatius the other direction. There's Velarde. He almost got his pocket picked by Mosley, and eventually it is Carmel stealing the puck. Dankelson with speed couldn't get around 3 defenders. And the Wolfpack will send that one down into Carmel's end. They will reset with 5:15 in the first. Stolen away by St. Ignatius. Trying to get that one on net was Velarde. He could not, but there's Tyler Pan below the goal line. Pan sent that one to the slot. No one quite there. Kept possession-wise by the Wolfpack. Goes down into the left wing corner. Pan gets it back. Now to the point, Reiner. Excuse me, that's Malahi. He took a shot. It was blocked. Then he takes a hit from Gornick on the far boards. Rebound comes to the near corner. Mosley battling for the puck against Velarde. Getting in there as well is Stensrud. Andrew Monroe make that.
Ignatius able to make some changes here in the offensive zone. Great job down in the corner to occupy time, get fresh bodies for the Wolfpack.
Right in front, Velarde couldn't settle it down. A couple of Carmel sticks in the way, and Gornick will send it out to neutral ice. Carmel trying to make something happen here. All they can do is dump it down. Now 4:17 to go in the first period.
Max, that was a great point by you. It looked like the defense for the Corsairs got trapped in their own zone for a little bit over a minute. And that's when the Wolfpack really started to cook, really went to work on the offensive end.
Miles Mubarak could not keep it in for St. Ignatius. So Harrop will backhand that one down into the zone. Mubarak will get it back. He's being pressured, though, by Stensrud. He's got Harubin waiting at the left circle. But Mubarak looking to get that one back, and eventually he does.
Almost a hook on Stensrud right there. Almost got a little too eager with his stick trying to get that puck free.
Now below the goal line, here's Charlie Reef. Eventually he finds the puck after he sent it to the corner, but then there is 61 Stensrud getting it to the near side for Kempa. Nico Kempa through neutral ice, now with 3:15. Will send that one on net. Patting it and sticking it aside was Wakefield. Now right in front, it's thrown to the slot, goes wide and into the corner. 9-3 shots on goal favor the visiting St. Ignatius side as they'll try and get it out of their own zone. Huffman took a shot, goes behind the net. Not too surprising that St. Ignatius is out shooting the Corsairs early in this game. They have had the edge in shots on goal all season series, only letting Carmel outshoot them once, and a grand total of 145 shots on goal for the Wolfpack to the Corsairs 78 in their previous 4 meetings this season.
Yeah, Hernandez and Lloyd and Yellow have been busy, as we've seen even today. Hernandez making a plethora of great saves to keep this score still tied 0-0 here in the first period.
That's sent down again, and it'll be another icing. 2:27 to go in the first.
Guys, there's a bunch of penalties in game 1. So far, we're penalty-less. So 15 minutes into the game, something to watch. The special teams played a huge part in that game 1. So far, none.
Max, that's a great point. That the special teams for the Corsairs is what really allowed them to get back in that game on Thursday. I think it was 2 power play goals in that second period. Excuse me.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 they were able to capitalize and really change the momentum in that game.
Special teams have favored the Corsairs all season series long. They're 4 out of 9 on the power play and a perfect 10 for 10 on the penalty kill against the Wolfpack. Now, maybe a penalty miss there on a tripping call, so we'll play on with 2:08 to go in the first.
Yeah, I think there's been a few penalties missed, either from both sides. A hook could have went against the Corsairs, and then an interference right there could have went against the Wolfpack.
Yeah, the Carmel bench called what you called there, Dylan. They were looking for a penalty.
Don't want to take all the credit for that. It was Wes that put his arm up here in the broadcast booth. That's what I was basing it on, as Rose comes into the zone, takes a shot, but that gets blocked in close by Junta. So grabbing it and coming the other direction is Owens. He'll send that one to neutral ice. His intended target of Corbin Klein missed, and it's an icing against the Wolfpack, but Klein does not agree with the call.
Dylan, behind the play, number 37, Nicholas Leaf. He's going to go for interference. Not sure what really happened as the puck was moving to our right, and we looked away, but it looked like he got tied up with a Wolfpack defender behind the play.
Guys, the Carmel bench cannot believe that interference just got called, especially after what we saw about 30 seconds before not get called. Very unhappy bench down here.
Max, you took the words right out of my mouth. Given the way the game's been called so far, you'd expect that action or whatever you want to call it from Leaf to kind of be left alone, but the refs are blowing it down. I think they're going to try and take a little bit more control of this game.
Well, it's an interference call officially, 2 minutes on the clock, but we were just talking about Carmel Catholic's 10 out of 10 penalty kill in the season series in 4 meetings. Let's see if the Wolfpack can solve the Corsairs' PK this time. With 1:16 to go in the first, this penalty will carry over into the second, and the result of Ignatius not getting a power play tally here. Here's Harubin stealing it. He might have a partial break as he skates down the right side. Takes a shot. He scores! Nolan Harubin gets the first goal of the game, and it's a shorty. With 1:01 to go, it's 1-0 Carmel.
Wow, we talk about how deadly the Corsairs are on the special teams, both the power play and penalty kill, as we'll probably get a replay for this in a minute from our guy Jimmy, but beats Wigfield to the right side, and as soon as that puck went in, you see him look to the skies thinking he might should have had that one, and we'll get a replay here.
There's the celly.
Yeah, great celly too. But when you've only had three or four shots up until the last minute of the first period, you get a little cold back there. I think Wigfield thought he sealed the lower half of the ice when he went down, but that one was able to squeak past him.
Guys, when you're preparing for this Carmel team, you know that you're focusing on 61 and 8. And for Joey Junta there on the power play, puck missed his stick at the blue line, and just like that, Harubin the other way with a shorthanded goal. You've got to be strong on the blue line, even on your power play.
So Nolan Harubin reaches the 20-goal plateau as here's another shot and a goal by St. Ignatius. It was taken by Jimmy Gracie from the left point. Maybe someone got a stick on it. So a shorthanded goal and a power play goal on the same penalty, and suddenly it's tied.
We see Jack Reiner give the motion to the Corsairs bench as he goes down the line to give some taps on that goal. But we'll look at the replay here. Puck moves over to the left point, and yeah, hit something in front. Can't really tell.
Oh, maybe off the stick right there of Jack Reiner, number 12, White. We'll see what the official call is. They do give it to Owens on game sheet, assisted by Kale.
Yeah, guys, that hit about 3 or 4 different things on the way to net. No chance for Hernandez.
With that including traffic in front, that's tough for a goalie to pick that up.
that into the bench. So Harubin gets number 20 on the season, and at least according to the official stats we'll go with right now, that is goal number 12 on the CCHL campaign for Owens, regular season and playoffs combined. Owens' second goal of the postseason, and Harubin's second goal as well.
So we get some good tunes in here, a little jump around. Anybody from the University of Wisconsin who watches the broadcast, definitely appreciating that.
20 seconds left in the first. That puck down into Iggy's end, near corner Dankelson fighting for it, with a couple of Wolfpack defenders getting in there. They try and clear it out. Harrop kept it in left point, tried a shot, was blocked in front. And now as that puck rolls down, maybe one last second chance, but it's stripped away by Leon Swiatkowski, and that's going to do it for the first period. It's a 1-1 score on a goal from each team on the same penalty, a shorty by Harubin and a power play marker by Owens. And that's the end of the first. Shots on goal also favor the Wolfpack, 12-5 after one period. We'll step aside from our mics for just a moment as we'll have a brief 1 to 2 minute intermission here, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is the CCHL Network.
Hey, I can do a quick hit on Ignatius's.
Welcome back to the CCHL Network, everybody. Game 2 of the semifinals. St. Ignatius with a 1-0 series lead, but the game right now tied after a goal from each team in the final minute, just 30 seconds apart. Max Anderson has a hit for you. We'll send it down to him right now.
Thank you, Dylan. Got a chance to listen in a little bit to the Ignatius huddle, and the message was great response after the shorthanded goal. Didn't love the first period as a whole. Loved the response, and the message was, all right, clean sheet, new period, 1-1 game. Let's go get them.
So that is St. Ignatius's first power play goal in 11 tries against the Corsairs this season. And obviously because of that, the first power play goal allowed by Carmel to these Wolfpack. Now that center ice face-off won this time by St. Ignatius, and we're underway in the second. A quick freeze by Hernandez as it went right in on net. We've switched ends. Now Iggy shooting from right to left and Carmel from left to right.
I love the nickname Iggy. I think that's such a cool nickname for St. Ignatius. Not only you, but a good friend of mine who also is a coach in the CCHL also calls them Iggy. I think that's just a great little tidbit.
Yeah, I like it personally. It flows well on the broadcast, that's for sure. This is maybe the third or fourth time I've broadcasted play-by-play for a Wolfpack game and kind of adopted that as a broadcast nickname. There's a shot right and close by Owens, looking for his second of the night, but goes high after a deflection.
Guys, something to keep in mind as we move into the second period, the long change. It's going to be tough right now for this Corsairs defense to get a change if the Wolfpack are able to get a good line change with the bench being so close to the offensive zone.
Absolutely, Wes. If you don't know the game of hockey all too well, I'll get to that in a moment. Here's Harubin. He's in on net. To the backhand and a pad save. Rebound. Stenstrud also gets robbed. Sebastian Wigfield makes 2 saves in 2 seconds against the 2 leading point getters on Carmel.
Jimmy, if we could cue that up. Great first save by Wigfield on the breakaway on Harubin, and then makes an even better left glove save to keep this game tied 2-2, something you expect from your All-State goalie, number 35 in white.
Absolutely spectacular stuff from 35 white in net. Sebastian Wigfield, St. Ignatius Wolfpack, is a 3-year player, a senior, is never been pulled from a game due to coach's decision.
It's something you don't see a lot as a goalie wearing the C. Some people think
Oh, sure.
that's kind of an unlucky omen in hockey, but given the Wolfpack success this season and with him being a 3-year starter, I don't think there's anything unlucky about that.
Guys, right there you see an example of home ice advantage. Ignatius plays at fifth third with their home games. Huge ceiling, trying to clear that puck, hits the low ceiling here at Glacier.
Fifth Third Arena, the home, or really the practice home of the Chicago Blackhawks. St. Ignatius lucky enough to play in such a beautiful facility. I've had the opportunity to broadcast 2 games over there, and it is very, very nice. A nice setup and the nice Chicago Blackhawks logo at center ice. I mean, anytime you get to play on an ice surface with that, that's an honor in itself.
Dylan, that's a great point. You mentioned them and my former team, the Chicago Mission, both splitting that rink as their home rink along with the Chicago Blackhawks using that as their practice facility. It's a beautiful rink that has come into fruition in the last couple of years as we see a post being hit from number 16.
Velarde, that was a crazy move, and he just drew iron. Then some physicality after the play on the far side. Not sure if our cameras caught that, but there were a couple of Corsairs and a couple of Wolfpack skaters getting into it. Let's see if there's any penalties on the play.
Guys, that shot from the slot hit both posts. Hit the left post, went straight across the goal line, and hit the right post and out.
Good old double doink, not to trigger a few Bears fans, but a little double doink to keep this game still tied 1-1 with 15 left in the second.
So there's going to be offsetting penalties. One, trying to read that number. We'll wait for it to pop up on game sheet. I believe that's Dankelson in the box for Carmel. And Max, who's that for the Wolfpack?
It's Connor Kennedy, 39 in the box for Ignatius.
So unlike the NHL and some other leagues in the professional and college world, we don't go to 4-on-4 for offsetting penalties. The guys will just hang out in the box and we'll play 5-on-5. They don't get let out after 2 minutes per se, just the first whistle after the 2 minutes have passed.
I love the 4-on-4 in the NHL with offsetting penalties. A lot of room out there for the players to create.
Get that one out to neutral ice with 14:53 to go in the second. Ignatius with double the Corsairs' shots on goal, 14-7. But where it counts, the most important stat in hockey, number of goals, 1 apiece.
Both goalies have been stellar thus far. Even though they both surrendered 1 goal, they've been stellar, making great saves to keep their team at least tied, if not ahead.
Swiatkowski looking to set up Dankelson on a home run pass. Didn't quite reach his stick, so instead it'll be the Wolfpack dumping it down. Over to the far side. Kale trying to get to it, but it's chipped out by the Corsairs, and St. Ignatius will reset. There's Mubarak near side. Got that one out to center red, but there is Jack Wren coming into the zone. He had a bunch of Wolfpack to beat.
See Jack Wren with that flow coming out the back of his bucket. When he gets going, that thing starts bouncing a little bit. We saw right there as he was trying to create in the neutral zone, and we saw it moving a little bit. Just got shut down right towards the top of the blue line here right in front of us.
Gornick from neutral ice throws that on net. Wigfield will decide, let's just have a defensive zone faceoff, and stops the play with 13:46 to go in the second. A 1-1 score here in game 2.
Dylan, you make a great point. Wigfield ices that down as soon as he did that. The whole offensive line changed, so good awareness on him to realize that his team needed a change, especially with this defensive zone draw.
Cash Volpe, the backup goaltender for the Wolfpack, has never faced the Carmel Catholic Corsairs. It's been Wigfield in net all 4 meetings, and now 5 here today. Here comes Iggy. O'Grady will get that one down. Then Stenstrud gets drilled and thrown to the ice by Raymond Owens behind the play, and there's no penalty called.
Yeah,
Iggy bench was begging for a penalty. I thought it was textbook interference as Owens was coming up the slot.
Max, it's funny you say that because I was looking at the Carmel bench and they were thinking of the exact opposite, that it was interference on the Wolfpack side. So I guess it's, depending on which side you're on, it's what you think the penalty should be, right?
I suppose that makes a good no call.
Maybe our crew, the only people here in the rink with a neutral party here in this game, as that play is blown dead. Maybe the net off its posts, and seems to be the case as the linesman comes in and fixes it. So 12:45 to go in period number 2.
We've seen that a few times in that coming off on Hernandez's end. He's really using those posts to push off if there's a play in front. Just a kind of a textbook thing of a great goalie, of really being technically sound, of using his posts and sliding low and keeping the lower half of the net covered when there's a play in front of the net.
Face-off coming up between Will Karnick and Bryce Stensrud. Carmel putting their first line out here against one of the lower tier lines for St. Ignatius. That's one of the benefits of playing on home ice. You get to, after the whistle, you get to let the visiting team throw their guys on first, and then as the home team, you get to then throw your guys on based on how the visitors go. Hockey's one of the only sports where you actually get an advantage in the rule book if you're the home team. I've always liked that rule personally. Kempa in the corner, looking for a long pass to Harubin. It just missed his stick. It'll be an icing with 12:21 in the second.
That's the second time in the last 2 or 3 minutes that we've seen Harubin try and fly the zone, really pushing back that Wolfpack defense. I think a note from Coach PJ Eberhardt is, don't let the Wolfpack defense be active in the offensive zone. So the best way to do that is fly somebody around the center ice line, force those defensemen to go back and respect that.
Now here comes Nolan Harubin again. Just 1 goal in his last 6 games in CCHL play. Sort of uncharacteristic for him. And there's going to be a penalty now on the play. And the Carmel bench is furious with the call. And oddly enough, so are the St. Ignatius fans. So let's see what we have.
Don't know why Carmel's too upset about that. Harubin, before the puck was even in the vicinity of the Wolfpack player, elbow to the head. If not, that could have even maybe gotten as a major with contact to the head. This Harubin's pretty livid that he's going to the box here.
Guys, I was blocked by it, but everything you're describing are the exact emotions down here, at least on the Vider bench, and reading the Carmel players, both sides, they can't believe it.
Jimmy, not sure if we get a replay on that last little effort. Don't think we can. Of that when that puck went in the corner, Harubin turned, actually made a great play, was surveying the ice, but decided to make contact with the Wolfpack player before the puck was touched, and it looked like he got him in the head with his elbow.
So St. Ignatius was successful on their first and only power play earlier in the first period. It's what tied the game. They did allow a shorthanded goal, but let's see if they can make something happen here. Here's a shot that partially got blocked. St. Ignatius's power play in the entire playoffs, so not just against Carmel, but also in their first round series against Brother Rice, went 5 for 8, a 62.5%. That's coming into this game, so really now it is a 6 for 9 stat line.
Those are like video game stats. You usually don't click above 30% on the power play, but it's something that you'd expect from a St. Ignatius team who's got big aspirations down in the state tournament.
1:45 left on the penalty. Here on the near side, throwing it towards the net, getting a tip on it, and trying to bat it home are the Wolfpack, and somehow that stays out. And a whistle sounds to stop play. David Hernandez has been a rock in net for the Corsairs. Just 1 goal allowed on the 20 shots he's seen so far.
We see this replay again right here. Another high tip from the Wolfpack, trying to emulate what they did on their first goal, but Hernandez again up to the task with a few more saves after that first save was made. 1, 2, maybe 3 saves in that short little span with a little help from his D. Doing everything he can to keep this game tied at 1.
Another face-off win for the Wolfpack. They'll throw it to the net. Didn't make it all the way through. Then a loose puck, and somehow that stays out. It looked like Owens had a 6x4. Now here comes Leaf. He shoots, and it goes wide of the net. Carmel looking for their second shorthanded goal of the afternoon, but Nicholas Leaf could not bury that.
Something you don't see very often is a team have better chances on the penalty kill than they do 5-on-5. But again, another Corsairs forward's able to get free, another breakaway, and just misses the net on Wakefield down to our right.
Wes, it was a little bit before my time, but my dad would always say, hey, if you're a Blackhawks fan or really any team, don't go to the power play against the Oilers because it seems like Wayne Gretzky is better shorthanded than he is 5-on-5. Now here comes another breakaway, but instead Rose couldn't catch up to the puck. He will get it all the way down, though, killing these precious seconds on the power play. Just 30 seconds left. Carmel with possession here, but that pass is intercepted. And now here come the Wolfpack. Right circle. O'Grady tried to get around one. He goes falling down to the ice and has not gotten up to his feet yet. And now the whistle's going to sound due to the injured player.
Guys, you see every single chance that Carmel gets shorthanded. They're looking for a stretch pass and for breakaway opportunity. That was nearly number 4 opportunity breakaway here shorthanded.
So we see this last chance with the puck squirts behind Hernandez.
Oh,
and then
Nico Kempa.
Great effort by, as you mentioned, Dylan, Nico Kempa. Then coming the other way, we see that chance against Wakefield just flies high. Keeps this game 1-1.
This game has been nothing short but entertaining all afternoon long. In Vernon Hills Game 2, again, it's the Wolfpack looking to go to the Kennedy Cup Finals for the second year in a row with a win here tonight. If Carmel gets the win on their home ice, we'll go to a Game 3 back at Fifth Third Arena. A winner-take-all matchup between these two sides. 12 seconds left on the power play. What a dangle around one, and a shot on goal by Klein is stopped by Hernandez.
Great move by, was that Klein? I couldn't really get a number
Yes,
on
sir.
that. Great move as we see on the replay. A little inside-outside. Tries to beat Hernandez stick side low. The faded stick side low for the goalie, but Hernandez up to the task. No rebound, and is able to swallow it up and get a whistle. He's been stellar so far, guys.
Even the guys down here on the Wolfpack bench were impressed by that move. That was sweet by Klein.
Always good when you can impress your boys on the bench, right? You get a couple stick taps even if you don't score.
Stenstrud will get it out to neutral ice, and that's going to do it for the power play. Nothing to show for it, but 4 shots on goal. It'll go 1 for 2. So now it's sent back down into St. Ignatius' territory to our right. Gornick got it to Harubin. Nolan Harubin trying to get around a couple. Instead, it's picked up and actually gotten back by Stenstrud. He goes down to the ice. And Swiatkowski on the near side will arc that one out to neutral ice, but a penalty's coming up here. No icing is the call, and as St. Ignatius touches the puck, the whistle will sound. And now for the first time of the afternoon, it'll be Carmel getting a power play chance. Let's see what we have here.
Dylan wasn't able to see what happened. That's kind of the blind zone down there to our left. It's hard for us to see, but looks like number 12, Jack Reiner, is going to go to the box. I think it might have been for roughing. Couldn't really tell what the...
Hasn't loaded up yet in game sheet, but we'll find out soon. But he has a case with the referee. Accepts the penalty.
Got really bad penalty. Not in the play, but in the call. Not a good penalty on that call, by any means.
So Carmel, again we mentioned, is 4 out of 9 on the power play in the season series against the Wolfpack. Here's Harubin to the right point. Swiatkowski cross ice. There's Jack Wren with it. Takes a shot, he scores! Jack Wren has taken the lead for Carmel. Now the power play at 50% on the season series, and it's 2-1.
Jack Wren really just doing it himself. Few passes in the offensive zone for the Corsairs, but Wren doing what you can on the power play, just taking the puck to the net, and another leaky goal by Wakefield to put the Corsairs up 2-1.
That's his second goal of the CCHL playoffs and 9th in the season as a whole. That just gets by Wakefield, maybe a screen in front by Gornick, but Carmel now has taken the lead for the second time tonight, and St. Ignatius now wondering what they have to do to keep up with these guys.
Guys, I know it's in the past at this point, and the power play goal scored. Still, really brutal call behind the goal line. Completely understand the beef that the St. Ignatius bench has on it.
That puck was loose, but the whistle sounded. The referee lost sight of the puck, and the St. Ignatius fans not happy with that. The Wren power play goal was assisted by Gornick and Bryce Stensrud. So now Stensrud has a 3-game point streak. Again, he had 3 points in the prior 2 coming into this, and gets the secondary assist on the goal.
Yeah, Gornick with his second assist of the game, really putting the team on his back here in the first half of this game.
Gornick only had 6 assists all season coming into this game. Now has 2 tonight, as you pointed out, Wes. Here's a tying goal by the Wolfpack. Paul O'Grady bats it home, and for the second time of the game, Carmel takes the lead, and Ignatius ties it just 30 seconds later.
It's a mark of a great team, not getting flustered when you give up a goal, coming right back. Less than 2 minutes later to tie it up as we see this goal. Second chance opportunity. You got to feel for Hernandez there. It looks like he could have gloved that down as he looks to the sky right afterwards. But great response by the Wolfpack. Coming right back less than 2 minutes later, tying this thing up. We've got a game on our hands, boys.
Guys, I'll give Matt Smith, head coach for St. Ignatius, a lot of credit. After that penalty, he had about 2 words with the referee, but went right back to coaching. And his message to his team was, guys, move on. We've got to go play these guys harder. We've got to go get the game-tying goal. And what do they do a minute later? Great leadership from Matt Smith there.
Well, they certainly got the message. Now it's 2-2 with 8:25 to go in the second period. Here comes Pan, centered it, Velarde, Pan rebound, and what a save by Hernandez. Oh my goodness, that's the 3rd showstopper he's made tonight.
Get him a highlight reel for this game. That's, like you said, might be the 3rd highlight reel this period that he's made. Hernandez just putting on a show in terms of the goaltending aspect, something that you guys know that I love, being a former goalie myself.
Gornick shoots, that's blocked by Mubarak. Rebound is taken out by the Wolfpack. At least they try to, now they do. Dumped all the way down on the backhand. Even though we're just tied, the shots on goal are heavily in Iggy's favor, 26-9. So David Hernandez, 24 out of the 26 so far. Here's another shot on goal, and he makes save number 25. This game's starting to ramp up in intensity a little bit. That hits the side of the net. Rebound is grabbed by Pan. He'll skate to the corner, throw it up to the high slot, and taking a shot, Mubarak got blocked by Wren. He tried for a rebound. Now Carmel will try and rush the other way. Dankelson slipped a little bit on the ice, lost his footing, and now a penalty coming up as the Wolfpack touched the puck. Another call, and Carmel now going to get another chance on their red-hot power play.
You said they were clicking at about 50%, so Corsair is definitely happy to go back on the power play, but we'll see that chance again for Hernandez. Right pad save, then gets it with the chest. Great push for the left leg, and then another one. Gets a blocker on this one, steers that wide. Doing everything he can right now to keep his team in it. Dill, you had something to say there,
yeah,
sorry.
On that replay, there was a fan that got up to celebrate what he thought was going to be a St. Ignatius goal, then he puts his hands to his head. That was just sort of a pretty funny angle that our cameras caught. Nice work over there, Jimmy the Wiz,
Dylan,
on the secondary camera.
Dylan, not going to lie, I thought that was going in 2, and what an incredible recovery by David Hernandez.
So the clock running right now, they're going to stop it and make sure that they get their full power play time. I was about to say maybe 10 seconds less on the power play, but the clock ran about 10 seconds before the whistle just sounded there. So it's going to be Miles Mubarak, 2 minutes for roughing in the box with 7 minutes on the dot remaining.
Guys, this game's starting to look eerily similar to the last game where Iggy got into penalty trouble in the second period, and the Corsairs really able to capitalize. Something to look at here on this power play coming up to see if they can get another goal to go ahead again.
That gets tipped way high off the ceiling, and that'll be a whistle with Now 6:52 remaining in the second.
It's just hard, guys. As you saw in the first period, the game was really loosely called. We only had one penalty. There's certainly some other calls we saw that weren't. Here in the second period, we're seeing penalties left and right.
Swiatkowski right point. Down to Stensrud, right circle. Swiatkowski again, now Stensrud. Bryce Stensrud gets it stripped away, and out of the zone it comes. Carmel will keep possession while they have a man up. Here is Bryce Stensrud coming over the blue line, right wing. Looks for a pass, finds his D-man, Swiatkowski, quarterbacking this power play. That pass intended for Swiatkowski by Harubin gets sticked out of there by Will Karnick.
Great stick by Karnick to break up that offensive momentum the Corsairs had on this power play. And as we see, this puck goes down for an icing. That's a true mark of a great captain, selling out on the PK, helping your goaltender out, who's had kind of a shaky start so far, trying to do everything you can to help him, support him, and that's why he wears the C. Gets a stick on that pass going across the ice, and then ends up being an icing go the other way. Kills you in more time on this penalty kill.
Max, when we were down in South Bend covering the Hoosier Cup tournament, that's one thing that I remember we talked about on the broadcast. It's the two biggest sins is while you're on the power play, don't ice it and don't go in off sides, but that's what Carmel just did. Here's Stensrud, right point. Now Swiatkowski, back to Stensrud. He now takes that quarterback position. Tyler Gornick with 45 left on the power play. That pass to the slot, glove down and kept by Carmel. Harubin, back for Stensrud. He takes a shot, stopped by the pad. The rebound was juicy, but grabbed by the Wolfpack. And they will clear it all the way down.
We see Carmel really trying to set up on the half wall, mimicking that second goal they had earlier here in the second period, trying to set something up on the half wall, get a good shot from the dot or maybe even the hash marks in here on Wakefield to our right.
Ignatius might have a shorthanded chance here. They take a shot from the circle. Came off the stick of Raymond Owens, but it was blocked. Here comes Wren. He passed that to the near side. Harubin threw it to the net. Wakefield got a piece of it and made the stop. Now St. Ignatius trying to make something happen as coming out of the box is Mubarak, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. So Carmel.
Guys, one of the fun things we get to see when we have, for example, meet tonight down on the ice is coming off.
There's a save by Hernandez. Max, go ahead.
Coming off that PK, the Ignatius bench waited till the very last second to decide what to do with Miles Mubarak. Should he go on the ice? Should we put somebody else on? Well, they saw they got possession. Right at the last second, they had Mubarak jump right into the bench. He had Tyler Pan at the opposing blue line. The pass just couldn't get there quick enough for a breakaway. But one of the fun things you get to see is the strategy play out in real time down here on the bench.
Max, that's a great pickup. We saw Kempa, 14 in yellow, have to make a great recovery to stop that 2-on-1 because of that coaching decision. So like you said, great to have you down there, and that's something that me or Dylan can't really pick up from up here, so thank you for that, my man.
Certainly interesting. There's a goal by Ignatius, and they have the lead for the first time tonight. Was that Owens getting the shot on target? And it is. It's 3-2.
Yeah, that was Owens turning and firing in the high slot. We've seen that a couple of times. Ignatius have some space in the high slot, able to bury that one.
Take a look at the replay here on the CCHL network.
Yeah, a little bit of a broken play, and then Owens just turns and fires. Hernandez not able to really set up. After that first shot got blocked in front, wasn't able to move over to his left quite enough, and that beats him glove side.
So now Raymond Owens gets his 13th goal of the CCHL campaign, 3rd of the postseason, and his 5th against Carmel this season.
Really a thorn in the Corsairs' side with that. If you say his 5th goal, was it?
Yeah.
In as many games, that's something that Coach PJ Eberhard he knows is on the top of his scouting list.
Corbin Klein got a secondary assist on that. Primary was Jack Perot. Also, failed to mention Klein got an assist on O'Grady's goal. So now, after his point streak was snapped, he's got 2 apples this afternoon.
Klein making a great case for player of the game right now. 2 apples, really helping his team come back here both times down, and now finally for the first time here with 4 minutes left in the second period, they go ahead. So expect a big pushback from the Corsairs here. We saw the Wolfpack after both goals coming back less than a minute after, tying it up. Expecting the Corsairs, who have only mustered up 11 shots so far, trying to get in on the offensive zone and create in front of Wickfield.
Tyler Pan, he scored a game-winning goal with 30 seconds left earlier in the CCHL game of the week. Certainly one of the highlight reel moments of the network this season. That gets intercepted by Carmel. Here comes Preston Graff. Graff takes a shot. Getting a piece of that was Ignatius' number 9, Eber.
Graff had Siskowski driving through the middle of the ice and just never saw him.
Velarde, nice move around Sykes and threw a shot. Hernandez actually made the save, if you want to call it that, but was going way high. Now it's going to be dumped down the other direction by the Corsairs. They'll catch up to it. Won't go far enough for icing, but here come the Wolfpack the other way. Cross-ice pass looking for Pan, but it was too hot to handle. So here comes Carmel. There is 61. Bryce Stensrud into the zone, being pressured from behind by Kale. Nice stick by him, but Stensrud gets it back and tries a shot. Was tied up with the defender and couldn't get enough wood on that. Kempa will keep it in right point with his glove. Shoots, and that's stopped by Wigfield.
Stenstrom had a wide open net. Wigfield recovered late to that near side post. If he was able to get a good stick on it, it could have been 3-3. You see Stenstrom is heated as he's circling the offensive zone right now. We'll get a good replay. We'll see Wigfield move to his right, and then Stenstrom comes back late. Put a great defensive play by number 27, John Paul Cole, to prevent that from happening. And then we see talk a little bit too quicker. Kempa gets another attempt on goal. Is stopped by Wigfield. Feel like you right now trying to get everything out all at once.
Hey, I do a lot of high school hockey on the CCHL and SHL network, but I also do a lot of radio as well, and there's a lot more talking involved when you're doing the radio broadcast, especially for a sport as fast as hockey. So doing games on the TV version feels like a breeze at this point.
Like you pumping your own tires right there, Dill. You do a great job, you and Max, with the play-by-play here.
Yeah, so do you, Wes. I remember I was tuned into a game earlier this season, and Max had a great point. You always know exactly who to compare a player to at the professional level, as there's a goal by Jack Reiner. His 7th of the season makes it a 4-2 game with just under 2 minutes to go, and the Wolfpack are starting to break it open here.
So it looks like they're starting to solve Hernandez, who's been absolutely stellar to this point. We'll get a replay from Jimmy here in a second. A little bit of a broken play, shot blocked in front. Puck pops loose right in the slot late, and Hernandez tries to squeeze the pads together but can't at the last moment. That beats him 5-hole. So, as you mentioned, the Wolfpack starting to finally figure out Hernandez, who's had some 10 bell saves to this point.
Give an assist to Will Karnick on the goal, and it's 4-2.
Guys not down on the Ignatius bench.
That's into the glove by Gornick. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, down on the Ignatius bench, obviously they feel like they're finally in a rhythm, but with 1:35 here left, the message is nothing gets behind us. Make them earn everything they get. We're not giving them anything cheap at the end of the period.
Max, you make a great point. Can't give that momentum back to the Corsairs with a late goal here with 1:37 left. Going into the intermission with as we get a Zamboni swap on the ice. So
boy, do we need one here. A lot of snow buildup.
Yeah, a lot of, yeah. You can see it everywhere, especially here on close to the benches down near you, Max, and you see the refs trying to get that morning back on. We've seen the Nets move a lot here so far.
I know my weapon of choice, if it comes down to it, I can make a few pretty gnarly snowballs down here. There's a lot of snow down in front of us.
I know with us playing softball too in the summertime, Max, you got a cannon up there, so might be able to reach us all the way up here on the other side.
Yeah, I might be able to chuck it a little bit.
1:30 left in the second. And Ignatius will grab it, trying to spring that one ahead to Raymond Owens, but never reached his stick. Hankelson back for Gornick. Down into the zone. It's grabbed by Perot. Far corner now, a battle for the puck up against the boards with now 1:05 to go in period number 2. Carmel looking to get one before the period ends, maybe even 2. Puck out to neutral ice, and now maybe a 2-on-1 if they hurry for St. Ignatius with the puck now. O'Grady, he shoots, and that's wide of the cage. 45 seconds in the second before the break. Here's Tyler Pan taking a lap in neutral ice. He'll find John Paul Hale at the center ice faceoff circle. He'll bring that one down into the corner. Gornick over to the near side. Jack Wren looking to get in there, but being pressured by J.P. Kale. Here's a shot from a tough angle and didn't miss by much by O'Grady. And now the whistle sounds. The net is off its posts again. And, you know, Wes, you were talking about that earlier. That's maybe the 4th or 5th time that's happened in this game, all of which were behind the net. David Hernandez has occupied.
Yeah, we saw it too with Wakefield just now for the first time in the game down to our right. But when you see that, that's a sign of a good goalie who's great positionally. He's really using those posts to push off to anything that's in front of the net, or he's sealing that post very tight, which is forcing the net to come off like in that manner.
Face-off win by Carmel, just 15 seconds on the clock. Here on the near side, it's Eber. Get that one down below the goal line, now 7 seconds left. A battle for it behind the goal line. Tyler Pan tries a last-second chance, hits the side of the net, and there's the horn. After 2 periods, it's 4-2 for St. Ignatius, and they will head into the locker room just 17 minutes away from clinching a spot in the Kennedy Cup Finals for the 2nd year in a row. Carmel will go to their locker room and draw up a game plan of how to come back and tie this game up, win it, and then, because of that, tie the series up. Max or Wes, either of you have anything before we mute our mics?
Max, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I think the message down here on the Ignatius bench, they played a little tougher in that period. You saw them get to the dirty areas. You saw a puck squirt out to Raymond Owens in the slot. Reiner right on the goal mouth. They're getting to the dirty areas, and when they get a little bit of space, they're burying them. That's the difference.
Max, that's a great point. And yeah, it seems like they finally figured out Hernandez, who's been great so far on the Corsairs end. You got to generate more offense than 13 shots through 2. I think their high so far in a period was 8 within that second period. So got to do more to get to Wakefield, who's kind of been shaky so far. So both ends got a lot to think about, a lot to simmer on with the Zamboni on the ice right now. So Del, back to you.
All right, Max and Wes, this is Dylan Ward. We'll take a break on the CCHL network. Please enjoy the highlight reel while we're gone. Tune back in or stay right here. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Welcome back to the CCHL Network, everybody. Game 2 of the semifinals between the Wolfpack and Corsairs. The St. Ignatius side has a 4-2 lead after 2 periods. It's been a back-and-forth game. Lots of lead changes, ties, and lots of action in general, especially in net. We're going to send it down to Max Anderson. He's going to talk with head coach of the Wolfpack, Matt Smith, here ahead of this 3rd period. So, Max, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Dylan. Matt, both goals scored by Carmel, one on the power play, one on the penalty kill. Both times within about a minute, you guys came back and scored a goal. What does it say about your team?
Well, I like our game. I mean, we really played well. It was just a couple unfortunate breaks. I love the energy. I love the effort, and we just need 17 more minutes of it. So
4-2 lead entering the 3rd here. Carmel, desperation, backs against the wall. What do you expect to see from them, and what's your message to your team?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be urgency to their game. They're going to fly. A couple guys try to grab one quick. We got to make it hard on them, right? We no easy outs, and we got to stay out of the box, right? We can't give them a pathway back.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Dylan, back up to you.
Thanks, Max. Matt Smith, one of the more animated coaches in this league, is always more than happy to, let us know what we need to know and participate in these interviews, especially right in the middle of coaching a game.
Guys, some inside baseball, especially for our viewers back at home. CCHL has been absolutely fantastic with us, but sometimes we'll get to a before 3rd period interview. Coaches are really annoyed, as you can imagine. Not always as happy and gregarious. Matt Smith, whether they're up a goal, down a goal, up 2 or down 2, exact same guy, always gives us great thoughts here in the CCHL.
That's a great point you guys make, too, and you don't normally see him be that calm. He's a little pretty animated, pretty happy-go-lucky guy, and you can tell he's pretty confident in his team right now just based on how calm he is here before the 3rd.
So real quick, one player that's been absolutely shining, did not know he would be starting this game earlier in the series, but has been in net and has made 27 stops on 31 shots, is David Hernandez. And we just spoke with his relatives, I believe maybe his parents, but I didn't get that exact notion, so I'm not going to quote myself on that. But either way, we found out that we've got people in Ireland and Spain tuned into this broadcast. It's not often that people find their way to the CCHL network overseas, but we're definitely happy to provide this to you and hope you're having a good night. It's 2:50 p.m. here. We just checked Google, and it's almost 10 p.m. over there. So thanks so much for tuning in.
Dylan, you talk about the power of technology, of being able to see your relative all the way here in the States for someone over in Europe to watch this game, and we thank all of our viewers and our watchers for tuning in to tonight's game.
There's a shot by Harubin from a tough angle, and Wigfield made the stop with his pad. 4-2 game. Shots on goal favor St. Ignatius 31-14. They had the edge in the 1st period in shots 12-5 and 19-8 in the 2nd.
Guys, you heard Matt Smith in my interview with him really talk about not allowing guys behind him. That's really been the message since the middle of the 2nd period to his defensemen, is don't let Flyers get behind you. And he alluded to it there in his interview, that they're looking for them to send Flyers quickly up the wings.
What a move right there by Colin Malahy, but then threw a pass to Casper, the friendly ghost. And chance averted.
It's a great analogy there, Dylan. But Max, back to your point, we've seen early in this game already both number 61 in Strutsard and their captain, let me grab his name, Harubin, have already been trying to fly the zone. They've been doing that all the 1st and 2nd periods, so something to expect going forward, trying to get behind that defense, trying to stretch the ice a little bit.
Now that puck sent ahead to Dankelson over the blue line left wing side, but Miles Mubarak grabbed the puck away from him. He sent it to the near side, and now through neutral ice comes Perreault, handed it off to Karnick, all the way to the net. Hernandez puts a glove on it and stops the play with 15:21 to go in the 3rd.
Wolfpack have come out flying after that intermission. It really looks like they found their legs. 1st period mucked it up a little bit. We're throwing a lot of shots Hernandez's way. He had an answer for every one of them, but now they really seem like they have their legs. They're playing like that top team in the state that we know them to be.
There's another shot just wide off a deflection. Rebound is grabbed by Nico Kempa. He'll get that one out to neutral ice, but grabbing it on his backhand is Charlie Reef. Trying to bring that one to the near side and dump it down, but a scrum up against the boards. Who's going to get possession of this puck? We still wait. Eventually the Corsairs do, and Dankelson's pass intended for Wren was sticked aside. Jack Wren with a goal in this game. It's the second go-ahead goal that the Corsairs have scored. Carmel has had 2 leads in this game, but if you can believe it, they've only had the lead for about a minute in total time, because both times the Wolfpack came back and tied things up. Now it's St. Ignatius with 3 unanswered goals, and they lead 4-2. Here's Junta out to neutral ice for Corbin Klein. Klein being pressured by John Harrop, but eventually got rid of the puck, gave it to O'Grady. Then right in front of the net, trying to get that one by his reef, and then after the play, a little bit of physicality, and down to the ice goes Klein.
Yeah, not the most disciplined play by Ethan Sykes, number 7 in yellow. Never want to push a offensive player under your goalie right there, especially with Hernandez playing as well as he is, and being that you only have one goalie out, and the JV goalie called up backing up Hernandez.
Wes, you took the words out of my mouth. Sykes is really lucky not to get a cross check well after the whistle there. Looked pretty textbook. I think Carmel's very fortunate not to be down a man right now.
Hernandez looks like he's a little shaken up, trying to get his bearings right now with his helmet off, trying to fight this one through, knowing he's their best option at net right now with Dylan Lloyd out with an injury.
Gavin Stanley in the JV League of CCHL went 11-6-1, 390 goals against average, and an 88 save percentage. Did have 4 shutouts to his name and was their #1 goaltender at the JV level. As of right now, though, Hernandez will stay in the game. Goes back to the right point. Joey Junta will fire that one around the boards. It's kept in the zone. Right point by Eber. Picked up by Swiatkowski. He threw it right to his own goaltender. And then on the rebound, hitting the post with the shot was Owens. And then the puck touched with a high stick. St. Ignatius so close. Actually, that's going to be a high-sticking penalty.
No, I think that's high sticking. No, you had it right the first time.
Oh, I thought he was pointing to the box. I guess he was just pointing to the neutral zone for the face-off.
Don't blame me on that at all, Dylan. I thought he was also possibly signaling for a penalty, but we're just going to get a face-off draw. But Hernandez turns around, gives his crossbar a tap there.
A little Marc-Andre Fleury talking to his post over there down to our right.
Boy, what a game he had last night. Read somewhere the first Blackhawks goaltender ever to have a shutout and a loss in the same game. 1-0 shootout loss. Never knew that those counted as shutouts, but they do.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that either. Something that you'd expect.
That's kind of like the no-hitter in baseball and the guy still getting the loss because of a walk and an error.
Right.
Look at you snapping around down there, Max.
Shootout goals in hockey. Or I should say the extra point on the scoreboard you get for winning the shootout counts as a goal for goal differential purposes, but not as an official goal scored from the skater standpoint or the goaltender stats. So that would result in Andre Fleury getting a shutout. But now after the play, Lenahan was way behind trailing, took off his bucket and showed off his flow, but
unsurprisingly, guys, and I don't know how much the stream's able to pick it up, but it's starting to get really chippy behind plays, after plays. Guys are taking whacks at shins and wrists, and it's getting really physical here in the third, especially behind plays.
You can hear the parents up here, too, yelling at the refs. As my famed old saying, you got a few hundred refs in the stands. They're getting a little angry that things aren't being called either way that you look at it. But from a ref's perspective, you know, when it gets chippy like this, you got to take control. Maybe a couple offsetting penalties. Never really want to give a team an advantage at this point in the game unless it's truly a penalty like we've seen a few no calls here so far.
Well, St. Ignatius has been so dominant at closing down games while they have the lead. Coming into this contest, when they have the lead after the first 2 periods, a flawless 18-0-0 in those games. They've never let the opposing team come back when trailing, when trailing after 2, the opposing team. There's a shot stopped by Hernandez. That was taken by Mubarak. Rebound comes out to the right point. Kale over to Mubarak again. Down to the circle it goes. And that's stolen away by Kyler Gornick. He'll come up ice with it. Carmel desperate to find a tying goal here, but first they need to get one to get themselves to that position. 12:20 to go in the third. That puck touched with a high stick by Carmel. Ignatius touches it first, so that's nullified. And now a penalty coming up against the Wolfpack as the delayed call, and now the puck is iced down. We got a whistle, and we'll see who heads to the box for the Wolfpack.
Looks like the assistant captain for the Wolfpack, number 27, John Paul Cole, is going to go for boarding. But Dylan, you make a point about the Wolfpack being 18-0 and leading after 2. And the caveat of that, 18 of the 36 goals the Corsairs have given up in the last 10 games have come in the third period. So both teams looking to break trends, but if trends aren't to repeat themselves, the Corsairs coming back and Iggy giving up a third period lead and not winning. So something to keep in mind going forward with about 12 minutes left here in the third period.
Here's Nolan Harubin. He stepped over the blue line. Looked like Wren was a step off sides, but they don't call it, so we'll play on. Wren in the far corner. Back for Swiatkowski. Now here's Stensrud. Gornick at the goal line. Back for Stensrud at the left circle. One more time to Gornick. He switches spots with Stensrud and gives it back to him. Stensrud passes, and a shot taken by Harubin from the right circle. Goes wide, rebound. Stensrud tried one, and that time Wakefield made the stop on the Carmel power play, which is 1 for 2 in this game.
Yeah, we'll get a replay on this as the puck moves from the left to the right, misses the net, and Wakefield, the great recovery save. And again, we talk about the post coming off. You see Wakefield really hugging that tight, not letting anything beat him short side, and that's what forces the net to come off and the whistle to come right after that.
Face-off win for the Corsairs. Here is Harubin. Over to the far side. Swiatkowski now sends Rud right in front, and a tip by Gornick is stopped. 4 Carmel skaters touched the puck in a matter of 3 seconds there, and Wakefield had to react fast, did and made the stop.
Great passing play as we see Gornick tip that in on net. Wakefield, great left pad save. In tight, keep this team back up 2-0. No goal against as the puck comes out here in the neutral zone for a face-off.
Carmel looking to channel that amazing power play stretch they've had, not just in the postseason of the CCHL, but in the season series as well against St. Ignatius. But there's a whistle to stop play. Just 1:04 now left on the Kale penalty, and 11:07 in regulation time.
You mentioned earlier before where you thought Red might have been offsides, and we get a whistle here for offsides again. Thought that one was pretty clean. So refs having a little bit of a tough day here in the office, but you know, can't always be great. I know sometimes when we're on our broadcast here too, we don't have the best of calls, so no harm, no foul from the Stripes.
You know, I always wondered if the refs get excited when the CCHL or SHL network is here, and if they go back and watch it to see if they were correct in their call making, and maybe sometimes realize that they weren't. Maybe with the help of our commentary as well.
Never hurts to check tape. I know sometimes when I feel like I've messed something up here on the broadcast, I go back just to hear how it sounds and try and correct myself if I can.
Short-handed pressuring is Owens in the corner, but Carmel's going to grab that. Just 20 seconds left on the power play. Corsairs desperate for something here. Here's Swiatkowski into the zone with tons of speed. The defenseman goes all the way below the goal line and comes back out to the slot. Stensrud here on the left side. Over to the right side. Kempa shoots. Getting a piece of that, I believe, Jack Reiner. And that puck's dumped all the way down. Hernandez comes way out of his cage to play it. Ignatius trying to catch him in that. Right to the net, and shooting, trying to beat the 5-hole was Karnick, and Hernandez comes back to make the stop. Boy, has he been outstanding.
Hernandez was trying to have a quick up pass to his defenseman. Looked like it caught a Wolfpack skate, and Sten is able to recover and make a great save there to keep this a 2-goal game.
Kale out of the box, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. So Carmel's power play now 1 for 3 on the afternoon here in Vernon Hills. Harrup at the right point. left point, gave that to the left circle. Jack Wren threw that to the slot. Nobody there, but Kempa on the far side then took a shot, and that's patted aside by Wigfield. St. Ignatius finally will get this out to neutral ice, but Carmel will hang on to possession again. Mosley will dump it down. Corsairs make a line change. Off comes Harubin, Kempa, Wren, and Harrop. And now in neutral ice with the puck now, Connor Kennedy got it to the near side for Reef. Reef goes back out to the point, coming in with speed. Mubarak, he shoots, and Hernandez makes the stop and will hold on with 8:52 in the third.
Guys, you're looking at Carmel who's chasing the 2 goals. Keep talking about the importance of getting the next one, but on the St. Ignatius side, you can see the second Bryce Stensrud carries the puck through the neutral zone. A forward and a defenseman are immediately keyed in on him, not letting him get free as he enters the zone, going to force him to give up the puck at the blue line. That's clearly the game plan for Ignatius.
That puck almost arced its way into the net, but just rolled wide. Hernandez didn't know where it was.
Looks like that could have been a slash behind.
I was going to say it if you weren't going to, Wes. I completely agree, but again, a no call. We were just talking about the refs. Here's Velarde. A 7-game point streak coming into tonight. Made it 8 with an assist. Now here's Tyler Pan. Lost it to Mosley. Now Kyler Gornick skating behind his own net. Gornick around 1 and will punch that into the neutral zone where it's grabbed by Velarde again.
Looked like that was offsides too. I know we're giving the refs a hard time, but a few missed ones right there. The Wolfpack making it really difficult for the Corsairs to easily get out of their zone. So sometimes they say the best defense is offense, and the Wolfpack are really making that statement come true right now.
Now here's Kale in the left wing corner. St. Ignatius now 7 minutes 40 seconds away from advancing to the Kennedy Cup Finals if they hang on to the lead. And now a Wigfield stop, and now getting into it a little bit there is Corbin Klein of the Corsairs. Well, actually, it looked like he was holding back one of his teammates.
Dylan, kind of a cheeky play from number 37, Leaf in yellow. He sends that puck in on Wigfield from a good 150 feet out. Instead of going down for an icing, forces the puck on net, allows his forwards to try and get out on the forecheck a little bit, and creates this offensive zone face-off.
Top line of Lenahan, Stensrud, and Harubin from left to right, back on the ice. PJ Eberhardt trying everything he possibly can to get this to a 1-goal margin before pulling the goaltender is necessary, I would imagine.
Expect to see number 8 and 61 on the ice.
Well, here they are now. Harubin in on net. He turns on the Jets, but getting a stick on that. Great play by Jack Perreault. And then a big hit. Stensrud drills Paul O'Grady on the far half boards. Now Karnick. And this game's starting to get a little bit chippy, as you said. Now that's offsides, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off, inching our way down. 6:54 to go in the third. Shots on goal favor the Wolfpack 37-20, and a 4-2 lead for them as well.
Guys, we've talked about how great David Hernandez has been in net, and a lot of that has been because of second chance opportunities. We've seen a lot of offensive zone play from the Corsairs, but it's been a lot of one and done. So something that from PJ Eberhardt's perspective is get a lot more traffic in front of the net, a lot of more second chances if he wants to get this game tied.
The Bennett Red Wings already in the finals. Here's Pan taking a shot, stop, rebound, they score! Banking in the rebound, Charlie Reef. And this game is a 3-goal margin. It is now 5-2.
That might be the straw that breaks the camel's back for the Carmel Corsairs. Let's get a replay on this. Number 28, Charlie Reef, leads the handshake line. And it's good second chance opportunity, something that I just mentioned that the Wolfpack were able to do a lot of, is not just 1 but 2 opportunities on net and an offensive pass. So Charlie Reef makes it 5-2 with less than 7 minutes left here in the third period.
I was just saying before the goal interrupted me is at the Bennett Red Wings, waiting in the Kennedy Cup Finals. We'll play the winner of this series, which is now looking a lot like it's going to be St. Ignatius. Any Bennett players, coaches, or fans out there watching this broadcast, I'm sure there's at least a couple as that puck goes into the Ignatius bench, drawing a whistle with 6:08 to go in the third. 5-2 scoreline here in Vernon Hills.
Then the Wolfpack are starting to feel it. They're 6 minutes and change away from another Kennedy Cup Finals of facing Bennett again for the second year in a row, something that we talked to Coach Matt Smith about, something that has been on their mind since they lost last year, and they're well on their way with just over 6 minutes left here in the third period.
And Bennett won last year. Series that went all the way to a third game, and after that all the way to overtime, just about as close as you can get. But it was the Red Wings winning that series all the way in May. Due to the pandemic, they pushed it back a decent amount and ended up getting that finished about 2 or 3 months later than usual as Monroe shoots, stopped by Wigfield.
It's always fun to have playoff hockey when baseball's also happening. Makes you feel like it's the NHL a little bit.
Yeah.
Even if a delayed season, I'm glad that they were able to figure that out and adjust with the pandemic to get that championship awarded.
High school hockey, the only high school sport that has a best-of-3 series model in their playoffs rather than just a single elimination, as that Gornick shot is gloved by Wigfield. Of course, the state playoffs, which is, not to discount the Kennedy Cup by any means, but the state playoffs that's the big one. You win that and you have all the glory. The Kennedy Cup is just, it's a great thing to win, obviously. It's the championship of this league, but state playoffs, the single elimination tournament is really where a lot of these hearts are.
Dylan, you make a great point. As much as these kids want to win their league championship, all they think about every year is hoisting that President's Cup at the end of the season.
Guys, make no mistake about it, though. This St. Ignatius team is eager for some payback. You mentioned it a little bit earlier in the broadcast. St. Ignatius feels like they have some unfinished business with the Bennett Red Wings. That's going to be an absolute war of a final.
St. Ignatius Wolfpack is the highest-ranked CCHL team in state at number 6. They'll play the number 30 Warren, after Warren just last night defeated number 11 Providence Catholic. In the Sweet 16 at the Edge in Bensonville, again, Carmel still has to play one more play-in game here at their home ice before they go to the Sweet 16. That'll be against New Trier Blue on Tuesday. And the winner of that plays number 7 Glenbrook South. Here's a goal by the Corsairs. Charlie Lenahan banks that one in, and with 4:30 to go in the third, suddenly it's only a 2-goal margin.
Guys, we still have a game. We're kind of crowning the Wolfpack here a little too early. Great response here by Lenahan as we get a replay here. Quick play off the face-off. Couldn't see who the pass was from, but great backdoor play that beats Wigfield.
Believe that was Nolan Harubin. Or perhaps Stensrud. Actually, both. They both get assists on Lenahan's goal. A first-line goal that all 3 guys get points, and now it's 5-3.
It's a little bit of life from the Corsairs here. 4 minutes left. 2-goal lead in hockey is always the most dangerous, and they seem to have a little bit more jump in their game after that goal.
So, Wes, if you're a head coach in this position being Carmel's position, about when do you pull Hernandez out of the net?
Depending on how much momentum I have on the offensive end, it could be as early as the 3-minute mark, but if the puck's stuck in our own end like we see here, you're going to have to wait until we get some sustained offensive pressure in the offensive zone to pull the goalie. The last thing you want to do is give up a goal against, so you want to make sure your team is clicking as well as they can on the offensive end before that goalie comes out.
Lenahan drills one of the Wolfpack skaters, Owens, and then Kempa will circle back with the puck. 3:29 to go in the third, already a minute has passed since that goal, if you can believe it. Stensrud in neutral ice. Comes over the blue line on the left wing side. You better believe that Stensrud and Harubin will be staying on the ice for a majority of this final seconds as that puck touches the ceiling with 3:13.
Guys, Carmel bench is very upset, and rightfully so. There was 2 penalties that should have been called on Ignatius as Jack Peralt was probably behind the play. You guys didn't notice. First, he was holding the leg of Harubin, and then he just outright whacked his legs and tripped him. Should have been at least 1 or possibly 2 penalties on Ignatius.
Face-off win for St. Ignatius. 3:08 to go in the third. Hernandez staying put for now. Here's Deacon Rose over to the far side. Kempa throws one to the net. Leaf got a tip. Then Eberhardt had a wide open net, but the puck went over his stick. That would have been so key for 19 gold and the son of the coach.
Puck just trickles over his sticks. Unlucky break for 19 in yellow.
David Hernandez inches closer. Here's a Leaf shot into the glove of Wakefield, and he'll hang on with 2:41 in the third.
They're going 6 attackers here, guys, to pull in Hernandez in this offensive zone draw.
Yep, there he goes. So this is what it all comes down to. 2:41 on the clock, and both coaches still with a timeout in the bank, and an empty net to shoot at for the Wolfpack, and 6 attackers for Carmel. This is high school hockey, ladies and gentlemen.
Expect Carmel takes their timeout around the 2-minute mark if they get a good offensive zone face-off.
Here's Kyler Gornick behind the cage. He'll get that one out to Nolan Harubin. Down to the corner it goes for Lenahan, who just scored a goal. 2 minutes ago, Lenahan's pass intercepted by Karnick. Getting it back are the Corsairs, Stensrud. Now back for Harubin at the high slot. Got it back for Stensrud, left circle. He shoots, hit the post. Rebound, Swiatkowski tried to bank it in off Wakefield. And unbelievable that the Carmel Corsairs drew iron in this moment in the game.
You saw Stensrud put his hands up. It looked from our vantage point that might have hit the back bar, but able to make a nice play, a little give and go here in the high zone, gets him a free open look in the high slot and just rings iron so close to making this a 1-goal game.
Stensrud loses the faceoff this time to Owens. Goes into the far corner, still an empty net to shoot at for the Wolfpack. Here it is for Swiatkowski. Goes back to the far side, Lenahan, down to the circle, far half boards, Kempa shoots, and it's stopped by Wakefield. Corsairs keep the rebound alive. Keeping it in the zone, Lenahan at the left point. It's forced out of there by the Wolfpack and dumped back in. Now St. Ignatius looking to set something up towards the empty net, but Swiatkowski got it in neutral ice. Now 1:42 to go in regulation time. St. Ignatius tries a shot from about 190 feet, and it wouldn't go. Now Kempa to the near side, Harubin on the zone entry. Harubin back for Gornick. Gornick sent that one down low, got tipped and got it back. Sent it to the blue paint, and trying to throw a backhand tip on it was Kempa. 1:20 to go in the third now. Here's Harubin. That puck stolen away, and here comes Corbin Klein with an empty net. Bingo, 6-3. 1:08 to go in the third, and it looks to be the St. Ignatius Wolfpack on their way to the Kennedy Cup Finals after that.
Not a whole lot on that one there. Just a great defensive play by Corbin Klein at the top of in the neutral zone, He just beats the defender and is able to put that one home easily to make this one 6-3 Wolfpack.
And that was Raymond Owens skating past the Corsairs bench before Klein even put that into the cage. So 6-3. Now Klein with a 3-point afternoon. His first goal on the night plus his 2 assists. 56 seconds left in the third period. Here's Mark Mosley near corner. David Hernandez back in the cage. Monroe tries a shot, goes wide of the net. Rebound is trying to be poked out of there by Gracie. Instead it's kept by Gornick. A slap shot is stopped by Wakefield. Sebastian Wakefield has played every game this season against the Corsairs and every game this playoffs. And tonight, 24 out of 27. Pretty nice day in net. Pretty nice day for both goaltenders in net, and you don't usually say that with a 6-3 game, but it's just the truth.
Only facts, as the kids say, right? Wakefield, first goal was a little shaky, but really responded well since then. Made a few great stops, especially down the stretch when this game was still close, to keep his team ahead.
24 seconds left on the clock in the third. Stenstra gets it back to Harrop. Harrop backhands that one down. The St. Ignatius Wolfpack have never won the Kennedy Cup. They've been there plenty of times. They're going to have another chance to do it in 2022. And Bennett will play the Wolfpack in the Kennedy Cup Finals as they pour off the bench. Go Mob, Sebastian Wakefield. And, well, it's the 1 seed and the 2 seed, and it's going to be quite a battle in the finals. What a game and what a performance, not just tonight, but all playoffs and season long for St. Ignatius Wolfpack, now 4-0 in the Kennedy Cup playoffs.
We've had a great matchup. You said 1-2, Bennett Red Wings and the Wolfpack. Not sure when that series will start, but two of the top teams in the CCHL, and as you'd expect, it's going to be a great final series for those two.
They'll shake hands at center ice. Again, you're right, Wes. We don't know the schedule of the Kennedy Cup Finals, but Game 1 will be at Fifth Third Ice Arena. Game 2 down at Seven Bridges Ice Arena, and Game 3, if necessary, back at the Blackhawks practice facility that St. Ignatius calls home. We'll send it down to Max Anderson in just a moment. He'll grab some of the winning personnel in the St. Ignatius Wolfpack, but we're going to try to have most, if not all, of the games in the finals on the CCHL network. We couldn't be looking more forward to that series. Bennett and St. Ignatius, they split the season series 1-1. It's going to be amazing. And now it looks like Max is ready. He's got Raymond Owens down there, 2 goals and an assist for number 11 White. Max, whenever you're ready.
Thanks, Dylan. Raymond, 2 goals, an assist, 3 points in a big game to go to the Kennedy Cup Finals. What's a game like this mean for you going against a big rival coming up?
I think it means more to my teammates. You know, it's my first year here, and I'm proud to be a part of it. You know, Bitcoin was up. I knew something good was going to happen today, and I'm excited to go forward and, you know, get back at a team who, you know, I've seen a little bit, but I'm sure our team wants a lot.
Yeah, Wakefield gave up a couple today, but he's been so solid in net for you guys all season. Carmel was pushing to find that goal to get within 1.
Yeah.
What does it mean to have a guy like Wakefield in net?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have that extra security back there. It allows us to be more comfortable in the D zone. I mean, one of the best goalies I've ever had. He's going to go really far even after this season, so I'm happy.
Thank you, Raymond. Go celebrate with teammates. We'll see you next week.
See you soon.
Guys, back up to you.
Raymond Owens, the forward with now 21 games played on the CCHL season, has 13 points and 14 assists overall. Now we're going to send it back to Max one more time. He's going to talk with head coach Matt Smith and gather some thoughts from him. So, Max.
Thanks, Dylan. Matt, tough game. Carmel came back, really pushed you there in the third period. Almost had that goal to bring it to 1 with 4 minutes left. You guys held on. Talk about your team today.
Yeah, no, love the resilience here. We gave up the first goal, and great pushback. We went into the third the way we wanted to be, ahead. So great win. We've got what we want, and that's a rematch against Bennett in the Kennedy Cup Finals. So a really big stretch ahead between our league finals and the start of the state tournament.
St. Ignatius never won a Kennedy Cup. A chance to do it here this season against a big rival. They beat you once this season, one of the few teams that beat you. What do you look for when you face Bennett?
Yeah, I mean, we got to play with energy and discipline and just really enjoy the moment, right? 16 seniors, and a year from now, they're going to be in the next chapter of their lives, and we want to slow time down and really enjoy this. We really do. It's a great group. We think really highly of them, and we want to see them reach their highest potential.
Well, big win. Congratulations, Coach. Good luck in the Kennedy Cup Final.
Appreciate all you guys do.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Guys, back up to you.
So for the Carmel Corsairs, the focus shifts to the state playoffs now that they have been eliminated from SHL and CCHL playoffs. But as Matt Smith just said right there, St. Ignatius, all of their focus is on the Kennedy Cup Finals for right now. Wes, do you have anything to add before we do our sign-off?
just another great game here on the CCHL Network. Always a pleasure seeing you and Max here. I know we always have a lot of fun, even our little group chat that we've assembled. Just chatting each other up, getting prepared for these games. And Coach said it, revenge is on the mind for the Wolfpack in the next series and the championship series of the CCHL playoffs. And I know me, you, and Max look forward to broadcasting that, being a part of the team for that. So there's a lot of more good hockey to be played from both of these teams.
No doubt about it. We're looking forward to have as much of the finals as we can on the network. Want to give a shout out to our all-star crew this Saturday afternoon, starting out with Vivian Hernandez working the main camera. We've also got Jimmy the Wiz Olsen with the secondary camera and the technical engineer. You saw the replays, graphics, and stats. That's all Jimmy the Wiz. Max Anderson down there with the interviews at the sideline. Wes Anderson to my right providing color commentary. And my name is Dylan Ward, hoping you enjoyed the broadcast. 6-3 in favor of the St. Ignatius Wolfpack to win the series 2-0 and go to the finals. We hope to see you right back here on the network for the Kennedy Cup Finals. Till then, have a great rest of your weekend, everyone.